How is it going, guys? Mutamo here, back again with another tutorial. So guys, of course I've been requested this video for the longest, and many people have been asking me to edit these photos, like how I started from frequency separation up to color grading and sharpening and everything. And you can see many people have been thinking I manipulated this background. So what I did, I just teared up a certain background here, and then I just told the model to step one leg in and then just one leg outside. And yeah, I applied I attached a red gel here. You can see how it looks, but the photos actually came out really nice. I used my Nikon D750, of course, with my 85mm lens. I use ISO of 100 f7.1 because it was a random shot and I wanted it very sharp, and speed of 1/200. And the first thing I do, of course, you can see we are right here in Lightroom, and the first thing I'll do, let's reduce the highlights a little bit, something like that. And yeah, zoom out. Make sure I'm trying to balance the face and the legs, but I'll do most of that in Photoshop. So the next thing I'll do, of course, I'll increase the shadows very slightly, let's say something like that. And the next thing I'll do, I'll push the whites because I want the highlights to pop. So I'll just push the whites, let's say up to, let's say +5. That's okay. Yeah, that looks nice. And the next thing, to just add the contrast of this photo, I'll just push the blacks in like this. Let's push the blacks in that level. I guess that so far looks nice. If I can show you the before and after, you can see there's very much difference. This right here looks better. The one on the right looks nice. The next thing I'll do, of course, I'll now right click right here and say edit in Photoshop. Waiting for it to load. I think my computer has been running the whole day, the whole night. I don't know. I think it's a little bit slow, but we are here in Photoshop. Yes. So guys, you can see we are right here in Photoshop, and I just did a few adjustments in Lightroom. I did a few adjustments in Lightroom, and now since we are here in Photoshop, now let's do the full retouch and everything right here in Photoshop. The first thing I'll do, I'll crop this image to Instagram size, and you can see this was a small background. I teared this part where like it was dirty, because you see when you step on backgrounds without the perspex or the perspex paper, sometimes it gets dirty, and I thought because this is already dirty, I can just tear it up and be creative with it. And the first thing I want to do, I want to crop my photo to somewhere like here. I don't want any part of the leg to show. And yeah, so let me zoom it back like that, and I'll go to pick my cropping tool, and just, you can see this in landscape form, but it's the 5x4 or 8x10 in the landscape. I want it to be in the portrait mode, so I just click on these arrows right here to alternate, and just like that. That's okay. The next thing I'll do, I want it to be on the Instagram size, so 4x5 or 8x10. So just make sure it fits exactly the way you want it. Just the way you want it. I don't want it to be like so. You can see the background is just teared up, so I just want it to be like that. Yep. I guess that shows up the composition and everything. That looks nice. Yeah, I guess that's perfect. Let me just bring this up more up the knee like that, and then say okay. Yes, I guess this really looks nice. The first thing I'll remove the blemishes on the model skin. because I guess she has a very nice skin, but just need to remove these bigger blemishes before I do my frequency separation. And what I'll do, of course, you can see these are 16-bit image, and for 16-bit image, the colors pop out very well, because let's say 8-bit image, the colors don't show as much as 16-bit image, and you can either get 16-bit image in the camera direct, or from Camera Raw, or from Lightroom. Okay, and yes, let's continue. I'll duplicate this like that, then I'll create an empty layer. Perfect. And then I'll pick my clone stamp tool, and then right here I select current and below, and then I'm zooming like that. Sorry, I don't know why my keyboard is not working. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so I'll just press Alt on your keyboard and select on a clean area and just paint on the blemish you want to remove. Select on a clean area and then just paint it on the blemish you want to remove. I think I've zoomed it so much to just see the blemishes perfectly. Yep. And guys, because I want you to see the whole screen, let me just remove these layers right here, because I want you to enjoy to see just the whole screen on how we're doing on this photo, because I don't want like the screen, because I bought a Mac, but I feel the colors, I haven't calibrated it. I need a monitor calibrator or a calibrator, and I have to buy it. So for now I'm still using my PC. Yeah, you can see my previous tutorial I was using a Mac, but I feel it's not giving me what I want still yet, but I'll use it soon. Let's continue cleaning this model skin. I think I'll just fast forward this area, this part of the video, so that I won't take so much time with the video. So see you after I'm finished with the blemish. With that, I've removed, let's say, most of the blemishes, the ones which were very harsh, and yeah, you can see before and after, before, after. You can see there are those like patches left on the model skin, because I did actually create the frequency separation layers, but don't worry about that, because the method which I'll use on this frequency separation is not the Gaussian blur method. That's why I decided to remove the blemishes first, and let's hope, not let's believe, let's hope it balances the skin tone and removes these patches. If it doesn't, we can just redo the process once again. And yeah, I guess I forgot to reduce my opacity, my flow right here, but no problem. Yeah, let's continue. I'll just create a merge layer of everything. So I press Ctrl Shift Alt and E. You can press Command Option and E in your keyboard to just create a merge layer of everything. And then I'll duplicate this twice. Ctrl J twice or Command J twice. Let's call this I. Let's call this low. Okay, let's disable the eye texture and then select on the low texture, then go to filter, then blur, then go to filter, then noise, then dust and scratches. And then let's pick an area in our model's face where we feel the textures are very high. And for me, I think the forehead, the texture is really high. My computer today is really acting up, but I don't know why. So no problem. I guess it's because I haven't shot it like for so long. I've been just editing for like days continuously. So you can see on the forehead right here, what I'll do, I'll just increase the radius until I feel disappears. And guys, understand, this is not a portrait, this is not a headshot, this is like almost a full body portrait. This is not like a headshot, because everything is a portrait. Like all the photos, let's say cowboy shots, headshots, those are all portraits. Full body, those are all portraits. Like this is not a full body, this is not a headshot, it's almost a full body portrait. So I don't want it to, I just want to get the perfect radius. So let me zoom this out. I want to see, you can see how it looks, but for me, what I want to see if these are the eyes, I want to see the eyes, the mouth, the teeth. So let's say 5, let me just select 5, then I say that's okay. Perfect. Then go to the eye texture, then go to image, apply image, then change here, select the low, then say okay. Then change the blending mode to linear light. And then so far so good. Let me zoom this out like that. Then let's zoom it again in, and let's start with the forehead. For me, because of my eyesight, I don't like, some people retouch their photos at that level, but because of my eyesight and everything, I really like zooming, but I don't overbrush and I don't put so much pressure on the pen. So I'll select my mixer brush tool, make sure wetness is at 10, load 75, mix 90, flow 100, and yeah, sample all layers not selected, and make sure it cleans after every stroke. And let's start. I prefer, I can go to my actions and select the invert check layer, or you can also create a black and white. This really helps me to just, yeah, like that. This helps me to identify the highlights and the shadows where they are black. It's an inverted check layer. If you can just you can see it's a gradient and levels layer, like all mixed together and inverted. This means the parts which are black, those are the highlights, and the parts which are white, those are the shadows. And while I'm retouching, if I select on the low layer, I can retouch the shadows alone, the mid-tones alone, the highlights alone, and the shadows alone. So let's continue. So what I'll do, of course, I'll start with these shadows right here, and let's brush like that. You can reduce the brush and increase it depending on where you're brushing. You can see I'm focused with the shadows and the mid-tones, and then I can just increase the brush and work on the highlights. Instead of also using this invite check layer, you can just use black and white, and it works perfectly. You can identify the shadows and the highlights perfectly. If you can just disable the invert check layer and show you what we have done so far on the image, and let's put this in a group, high and the low, and then just put all this in a group. This is how our image looks before we retouched, before we did anything on the forehead, and this is how it looks. You can see it really balances perfectly. Let's continue. Let me bring back my invert check layer, and then select on the, let's select on the low, and let me start with this. You can see the texture is there because I'm zoomed in, I'm not over brushing. So I'll start with this shadows right here, highlights right here. Remember, it's an invert check layer, so the black parts are highlights and the white parts are the shadows. And then just like that. then let me increase the brush for the shadows. No much pressure, just doing it very systematically because I don't want to mess up the highlights, the shadows, because I want, when doing the dodge and burn. And guys, this invert check layer really comes in handy when you do dodge and burn, because you can see the shadows and the highlights inverted, so you really it's like you're doing the opposite. So it really has helped me to grow my retouching and understand the highlights and the shadows perfectly, and understand everything, frequency separation and dodge and burn. So yeah, if you want this, just DM me and I'll sell it for you. I'm not giving it for free. Okay, just bring this down like here. Just, you can see this how the shadows are coming, and then just the highlight like that, and then the mid-tones, just perfectly, no much. And you can see these are red highlights right here because I was using a red gel, this one here. So what I just like that, just balance it, no much pressure on the pen, and then you get a well-touched image. Let me zoom that back, and then I'll disable the invert check layer and show you how much we have done on that image. Guys, if I could just show you the image, you can see the face. Let me show you the before we did the frequency separation of the face. This is how the face looks. If you can remember, when removing the blemishes, you can see these patches were left right here. And after we have done frequency separation, this is how our image looks. It's very, you can see the texture still is there, but it's very hard to see those blemishes. And zoomed all the way back, you can see the shadows and the highlights perfectly. And that's why we use the invert check layer, because we don't want to move around textures and colors. Like, we just want to retouch it perfectly. You can see before, after, before, after. It looks nice. Let's continue. The next thing I'll do, I'll just come to the hands. You can see the hands, the other parts of the body, you don't, because they are not shaped as much as the face, because you don't, so we are not focused so much with the shadows and the highlights. But if the models, let's say she was wearing, let's say off shoulder, and the collarbone, because there's the way the collarbone get the light depending on what light setup you're using. For me, I use it's the loop where you use the light on top of the model direct, and I guess that's the loop. Oh, I don't know if it's the butterfly, I don't know, but the way you set the light on the model depends on how the shadows and the highlights will show on the model's face. And most of the time I just use one key light, the main light, and just put, like, let's say 2 rear lights or backlights, and the photo stands out perfectly. And yeah, guys, I've been doing I just lost my best phone, which I used to do videos for YouTube with, but I'm planning on getting a camera for YouTube videos so that I can be explaining my light setups and everything. So just stay tuned. We have a very long way to go. So you can see right now I'm just retouching on the hands, and yeah, this is how it's coming along. If I could just disable the invert check layer and show you the before, after, no much. Guys, remember, we still have to balance them. We have to even the skin tone, but let's just continue first with frequency separation. Yep. So for now, I'm doing tutorials. I try to be doing as much as possible, but I'm working on how to be bringing the scenes, because that's what matters first. You have to understand to take photos before you start. You understand editing the photos. And one thing I always say, there's nothing like fixing photos in post-production. You have to get very, very sharp images or very well lit images on shooting. Get perfect images on shooting, and you'll get perfect images after retouching. And that's what I always say. Yeah, and if if you follow me on Instagram, you understand I do mostly like I shoot clients. I don't shoot mostly models. I shoot clients all the time. All the photos I do tutorials here with are clients, but with this time I'll start shooting models. So I'm sourcing a good makeup artist and some, let's say, models with good face structure, so that I can focus more with the headshots and YouTube tutorials. So I'm still in the process. So yeah, yes, we're doing good. You can see the stomach or the belly. You can see this highlight here. I can't mess that up because it's shown after you are done dodge and burn. This highlight here, it really makes a photo look nice. So what I'll do, I just get the nucleus right here, and then this shadow right here like that. Just not much pressure, and then again like that. This shadow right here like that. Guys, remember I'm using the invert check layer. The invert check layer means the white parts are shadows and the dark parts are highlights. If you want this mid invert check layer, please just DM me. I'm selling it to you. Okay, perfect. It really helps me with retouching and to get perfect. Yeah, there you go. You can see how the shadow and the highlights are popping and well retouched, and I haven't distorted anything so far. No, I was not about to distort anything, so I won't say so far. So yes, guys, we have a fully retouched image. If I could show you the before and after, just put this, let's call this frequency separation. Okay, here is the before we did frequency separation. You can just see the face, the legs. The skin is not flowing as much as like this now. You can see how the skin is flowing and everything is looking perfect. Guys, before we continue with frequency separation, the next thing I'll do, let's just delete this invert check layer first. I want to balance the model skin tone because I feel the face and the legs, the face, you can see the face is a little bit yellow, the legs are a little bit dark. The first thing I'll do like a white, let's say just overall dodge and burn, which is I'll just use the dodge alone. And what I'll do, I'll just come here to my actions, of course. Or let's go to this Beauty Retouch Academy, and what I'll do, I'll just run this DB curves. There you go. Boom. Yes, that's perfect. What I'll do, I'll come here and select on the dodge curve. Let's select the dodge curve, and then let's remove this visual aid because I really don't want it, because I have my invert check layer, which really helps me to get the shadows in the highlight perfectly. And I'll just brush the hands, these hands, the stomach, and maybe the legs. Will be fine. I'll do it later. So let's continue. Let's increase this to something like, let's say 5 or 6, and then just brush on the areas where we want to brighten before we balance the skin tone. Just removing the shadows first because I felt the makeup was bright, and that happens all the time because of course no one is perfect, and mostly when it comes to makeup artists. But you can see how she contoured the face. The makeup artist really did a very good job. She contoured the face perfectly, and yeah, I really like her makeup. Just slight change on the skin tone, but everything else was perfect. So these are makeup artists I recommend. Yeah, and we'll do more projects coming up. We are doing more projects with us, so just stay tuned. Now guys, you can see I just added, let me just reduce this slightly. I've reduced the shadows on the stomach, the arch, and the leg. Yeah, so far I feel it looks nice. I don't want to increase the light on the background and on the outfit. I'll do that later, and yeah, that's perfect. The next thing I'll do, of course, I'll create now a merge layer of everything, the frequency separation and the dodge and burn, the overall dodge and burn. And this is not global micro, this is just overall dodge and burn, because we just increased the shadows on some parts of the body which are very dark. And the next thing I'll do, I want to even the skin tone so that the face and the legs can look alike. So what I'll do, I'll just create a merge layer of everything. So Control Shift Alt and E to create a merge layer of everything. And what I'll do, I'll go to my actions and then select the even skin tone. And you can see we have this gradient map right here. And what I'll do, I'll want to select this right here. Let me push this here. These right here are the highlights, these are the mid-tones, and these are the shadows. If we go to our model face, zoom in on the model face, zoom in properly. If we go to the model's face and we just, I select on the, let's say on the highlights here, and then I'll select the brightest part on the model's face, and the brightest part of the model's face I feel is the forehead, this right here. You can see when you select, you get the tone of that place specifically. And when you go to the mid-tone, select on the mid-tone, and then we move here, let's say somewhere here, you can see the color gets darker. And then for the shadows, select on the shadows, I'll go to the darkest part of the model skin, or let's say there, and we have the skin tone. What I'll do, I've reduced this opacity to something like 20%, and let's push this to, let's say, flow to 100. So let's start with brushing on the model's skin to get the balanced skin tone before we continue, because we have to balance model's skin tone. Make sure the foreground color is white, guys, before you start painting. Sorry, I forgot that. Yep. Because you can see it's an inverted mask. We want to use white to reveal, okay? Because white reveals black eyes. Yes. Continue with the painting and everything. I want to get a balanced skin tone before I just continue with the lights and everything. Yep. If you want any action or any color LUTs I'm using here, I can send you a website where you can buy them directly, or you can buy from me directly. Depends where you want to buy them. Yeah. I won't touch the eyeshadow because that's how the model wanted it to look like. I'm just focused on the model's skin. Balancing the skin tone. Wow. Used it. Yes, if you want to see where you have painted, just press the slash in your keyboard, and then you can just continue painting the areas where you are going to paint it yet so far, because you want to make sure the balance perfectly, the skin tone on the model's face balance. The red part on this, let's say this mask is where, like, the mask showing on this picture is where where we are not painting, and the places where are like clean is where we are painting already. And you can see where when I paint, it just removes itself automatically. Yes, guys, if you can hear me, my English is really doing great. I've been researching, I've been learning so much English, and my English is really doing me good, man. I've been watching so many movies, I've been reading so many books, because I really want my English to be on top notch, man. Top notch, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so far so good. I'm really balancing the skin tone every part on the model's face. Any part that's showing, any part of the model's body is showing on this picture. To remove just this red mask, just press the slash again, and there you have a well balanced. If you can see the face and the legs, the skin tones look the same, and that's the importance of this balancing skin tone action. Yes. You just balance the skin tone. If you feel it's too much, you can just reduce the opacity. So far, so good. The next thing I'll do, guys, I want to do a dodge and burn on this image. Of course, what I'll do, I'll just go to my Retouch Academy and then run these DB curves perfectly. After I run that, I'll just delete this visual edge like that, and then go to yes, you can see the dodge curve and burn curve are here. Then go to my actions, then select the invert check layer. Perfect. Now what I'll do, you can see these dark parts right here. These dark parts here right here are the highlights, and these white parts right here are the shadows. What I'll do, I want to go to the on the invert check layer. You can see this is the invert check layer. When you select this arrow right here, what you can see right here are just the gradient and the levels. Let's go on the levels, and what we can do, just a minute. And what we can do right now is just let's push this, the mid-tones right here, because we want to see these are the, on the levels, on the right side, this white here, these are the highlights, and these are the shadows, but these are the mid-tones, and the ones I'm reducing because I want to see the highlights and the shadows. When you put, you can see the highlights can overpower the shadows, and when you push this, the shadows can overpower the highlights. That's why I call them mid-tones. They are the medians. They determine how the photo will be darker or brighter. Okay? My English is doing me better, man. Kenya, I'm leaving you soon, man. With my good English, I'm leaving Kenya soon. Anyway, so far, so good. So yeah, there we go. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please don't watch this video without subscribing. No, you can watch the video and subscribe later, or you can like this video, share to your friends, share to your family, to those groups of photography you have in your country. Just share everywhere. Tell them there's this photographer who is doing things creatively and creating some amazing photos. Anyway, and thank you so much for the followers on Instagram and for the support here on my YouTube. I'm really grateful. I know we are not even 2,000 subscribers, but I want by the end of the year to have 50,000 subscribers. I don't know how, but guys, I know it's possible. Right now I have like 1,600 subscribers, but I know by the end of the year I need to have 50,000 subscribers. Anyway, let's continue. Now you can see the highlights and the shadows perfectly. Let's select on the dodge and pick your brush tool. Make sure it's a very soft brush, so hardness at 0, and let's reduce the flow to, let's say, 3% or 2%. Let's start with these nose highlights. Guys, dodging is enhancing the highlights and burning is enhancing the shadows. To just put that, to bring that 3D effect in a picture. Guys, remember, we're using the invert check layer. That means the dark parts are the highlights and the white parts are the shadows. Okay. Today, this video will be long, but at least someone, if you watch it, you really learn a lot from this video. And at least, let's take this video to, let's say, 10k views, 20k views, 50k subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's possible. Everything is possible if you believe. Anyway, so you can see how I'm highlighting and First I started with the highlighting, and let's run to our left. You can see this highlight right here, just one strip like that, and just it's perfect. There you go. Okay, the next thing I'll do, I'll pick on my, you can see there's this highlight right here, and just do it just like that, and then the forward. We can reduce, we can always come back and reduce the opacity. We say opacity. Guys, please take me to 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so that next year January, guys, I'll be traveling to different countries and doing YouTube content, guys. Just be patient, everything will come along. And my Mac will be okay soon, and I'll be bringing full screen videos. So far I'm using my square monitor. Or guys, I can actually buy a bigger monitor for you. Just so far, just make these videos look amazing and editing is great. Yeah. Ooh. You guys remember I just turned off my. Okay, let's hope this looks nice. Let's turn off this, guys. Now I feel I've overdone the face, but remember, we had a floor of 2%. Of course, we need to reduce the dodge and burn to make it even look amazing. But if you can see the effect, you can see dodge and burn, and what you can do, just let's push this opacity down to something like 30, and boom, guys, you can see the dimension on the model's face. It really looks amazing. On the highlight on the leg right here, it really looks amazing. Let's delete this invert check layer, and let's reduce the dodge, because I feel the dodge is too much. And yes, there we go. So far so good. The skin has the picture has a balanced skin tone. There you go. The burning and dodging looks perfectly. Like, the picture is really looking amazing. Guys, I'll put everything so far in a group. So just let me select the dot and select on this layer right here, and then let's put everything in a group. And this is how our image looked. Just immediately it came to Photoshop. This is how our image looked. You can see how it looked. But if I can just, let's call this editing so far. Editing so far, because we haven't color graded yet, but the picture looks color graded. There's something I've learned: if you use a red gel or a yellow gel, your photos white balance changes instantly, and that's something I really learned. Let's say you're using a green background and you use a yellow gel, your picture looks amazing. I'll show you that trick when I'm doing my lighting masterclass right here in YouTube. Anyway, we're doing good. So let's select there. You can see the difference we have done on that image so far. Before, after. So far, so good. What I'll do, I'll create a merge layer of everything. So Control Shift Alt and E, then duplicate it, then go to Liquify. Computer here in Liquify. What I'll do, let's go on the, let's say the face shape. I want to slim the face slightly, so let's say guys, don't put your eyes here, put your eyes on your model's face. Jawline. Yes, almost. Yes. Want to slim it. You can see this is how it looked. Wait, this is how it looks, but just slim it slightly to just make her look like a model. Yeah, let's just. there. Then face it. Let's see how it looks before we did anything. That's how it looks. Nothing much, just replace this. Like, don't overdo this because we're trying to just get the perfect picture. Like, nothing much. Okay. Eyes, mouth, face shape. I think I focus more on face shape. And if it doesn't look nice for me, and just there's just that slight difference. The next thing I'll do, I'll pick this here, and then I'll just remove this right here. Yay! Just like it. I like how she's looking like she has muscles there, and so far so good. Yes guys, before, after, so far so good. The next thing I'll do, of course, I want to color grade, and yeah, so guys, I'll go to my color lookup and then just select natural skin tone 2, skin light 2, and boom, there we go. I'm waiting for it to load. Yeah, it has loaded, and then go to my actions and then select light contrast, and there we go. We are done with color grading. Yes, we are done with color grading, and that's all. To color so far so good, that's all. Yeah, I feel, yeah, that looks more warmer. Now this looks even brighter, and that really looks amazing. Let's put all this in a group and call it color grading. Yeah, so far so good. The next thing, I want to color grade this like this to just make it even more pop, and then I'll just go to should I create that? Let's just go to select color edge, then I just select this, and then because I want to add the fuzziness to focus more on the, but it looks like the model skin tone. So let me just reduce the fuzziness so that it won't be so much for the model. And just, you can see how the selection looks weird on the model, and then just select it color. And then let's see if it's red, how it will look on the background. But I feel it's applying a theme on the model skin, and I don't really want that. So let's see. This is how I color grade my backgrounds all the time, every time. And I've been learning from other photographers too, because I learn too. And it's really awesome. I guess it looks okay. Reduce the opacity. And let's put all this in a group and call it sofa again. Sofa. Last thing I'll do, I'll whiten the eyes. So I go to my actions and eye and teeth whitening. There we go. Zoom in the image. Zoom in completely. Guys, explaining is not easy. Imagine, you just give me 1,000, not even 1,000, 500 views. Guys, please just give me 10k views on this one. And the other one I make, just give me 20k views. And the other one I make 30k views. Guys, please share to your friends, family, yeah, they can be photographers. Maybe they are models and they have cameras and they need to be editing their photos. You can see, guys, how the eyes look. And something about this photo, I feel it's a little bit warm. So far, before, after. I feel it's a little bit, let's say, warm. I want to cool it down. Just cool it down slightly. So what I'll do, go to this photo filter, then select, let's say, but that warm filter looks even better, because if I can show you before, after. But what if we select the cooling filter 82? Yes, that's it. And just push this back like this. Just like that. Yes, we cooled it down. Perfect. Yes. Before, after. We cooled the photo down perfectly, and that looks amazing. Yes, before, after. Let me zoom in, show you the before and after. Before, after. You can see we have removed the yellow effect on this image. You can see, guys, let me disable everything. This our image came to Photoshop. After we did some, you can see how our image looked before. This direct from the camera, this right here. This on the left side is direct from the camera. This after some adjustments right here in Lightroom. And then let's go back to Photoshop. This is how it came to Photoshop. Did some color grading, frequency separation, dodge and burn. Did eye and teeth whitening, mostly eyes, because she didn't smile to show us the teeth. I don't know why, but I hope she did on the other photos. And now, to cool this down, because I feel it's very warm because of the color gel, it's affecting, it's balancing, it's mixing with the main light to just put that reddish yellowish effect on her face. I cooled it down with the photo filter 82, and this is the final result. Guys, that's our image. You can do more on this image, more and more, to just make it look amazing. You can go to selective color, and on the blacks you select. You can you can go to select, then color edge, and then you select on this shadowy part here, the back side there. You can see how it looks. The white part here is this white part here is where we have selected, and then say okay, then just go to selective color. Go to selective color, then select color range, and then we select this right here, back there, and then you can do a lot. You can go to blacks, and then you can just say you can remove them, you can push this and just like that. Then this it slowly like that. Guys, look at this. Look at how much difference it has added to our image, and with this photo filter, and with this eye and teeth whitening, and with the frequency separation and everything. And if we put all this in a group and call this final edit stroke result. Yes, that's all. Before, after. Guys, that's all for today's video. Guys, I really hope you learned something from this. If you really want these actions, or you want some of them are mine, some of them I'm not the one who made them, and if you want them, I can sell them to you. And yeah, we do business. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. You can see how our photo looks, the final outcome. If you really enjoyed, if you want to understand how I shot this, you can check my videos, my reels on Instagram. You see how I did this behind the scenes. And thank you so much for watching. I'll try to do as many of these videos as possible, so that, and guys, I just want 10,000 views for this video. just give it 10,000 views and I'll be so happy, guys. I really put so much work, I sacrifice so much time to just do these tutorials, and just your views and likes are just what I want. Oh my god. Anyway, so see you in the next video, and peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.